Well, it's a lawsuit making waves across Rapides Parish. The Rapides Police Jury is pursuing a lawsuit against Acadian Ambulance Services in order to recoup some lost money. Our investigative reporter, Rob LaPearl, has been digging into the matter and is with us now with more on the lawsuit. Rob, what have you found out?
Well, Johnny, the suit is all based around response times, with police jurors accusing Acadian of essentially gaming the system by selectively choosing to report favorable 911 response times in order to avoid shelling out cash in penalties. Muddy business and even muddier data. That's the quick and easy on the newly teased lawsuit against Acadian Ambulance Services. On Monday, October 13th, the Rapides Parish Police Jury opted to hire the Gold Law Firm, with plans to sue Acadian to claw back fines and fee money that the jury says they're duly owed. And their argument are all centered around response times. The police jury alleges the company improperly reported their data by taking out an excessive number of exceptions. Exceptions are 911 calls that a company omits from their reports when calculating an average response time for a given month or year, and are typically intended to be used in special case scenarios, like when there's severe weather or road closures that would greatly affect an ambulance's ability to respond. But in Acadian's case, documents show they omitted on average 1/3 of all of their calls for an emergency, citing excess calls as their reason. Contractual records define that as periods of unusual system overloads. But beyond the records, it's seen as a blank check for companies to make exceptions in a 30-minute time frame, so long as 2 emergency calls are made in the same service area. That means if 5 911 calls are made in Alexandria over a span of 30 minutes, the response times of 3 of them can be omitted from a report. And jurors say those omissions overinflated Acadian's average response time of 80 and 90%. And when you take those exceptions into account, their average drops to between 49 to 69%, meaning they're now on the hook for the fines associated with failing to reach a preferred response time. But the data doesn't just speak for itself.
It's like night and day, really and truthfully. I love everybody at Acadian. You know, when I worked with Acadian, there wasn't as many trucks. You know, Pafford came in and they made a promise to, you know, supply more trucks.
Experienced EMT and current Boyce Fire Chief Joshua Harper says response times are taking a turn for the positive with the shift from Acadian to Pafford, and points to the incoming ambulance service as the reason.
Like with Pafford, you know, Pafford's been, they make sure that you get back to your stations, you know, back to your areas. You know, I know that situations warrant where, you know, everybody's busy, so it gets tougher, but as soon as they get the opportunity, they're sending you back. So like they send the guys back here to my station here at the fire department, and that makes a huge difference.
But Chief Harper isn't alone in saying that. Fire chiefs across Rapides wrote letters agreeing with him, saying the difference in response times is profound and warns follow-ups from the jury.
You know, I thought it was going to be a tough transition, but it's been pretty good.
And we have reached out to Acadian for a response, but we have not yet received one, though we'll update you when we do.